Hi, Nicole. I know that so many people already know who you are, but I wanted to have you take advantage of our Network Live Spotlight interview for our members so that if people, for some unknown reason, don't know you, they can get to know you. So go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Sure. Thank you, Catherine, so much for the spotlight. I love supporting Network Live, and you're right. I know many of the members, but I am passionate about making 2026 my best year yet. So, what a better time to actually kind of go into what I do, why I do it, what my sort of inspiration is, and how we can collaborate to make 2026 the best year yet for everyone. So,
Fantastic.
I am someone who helps people to amplify their message. I was taught how to sell by an 80s car guy, and I want to use those powers for good to help people to get the message out in a way that's authentic, that builds credibility, and really allows them to go into the education, the inspiration, the story behind what they do, to find those aligned, not just customers, not just clients, but fans, where
Yes.
they are, finding the right people, the right target audience, getting that sort of connection in a way that they can sing from the rooftop of what they're doing, but because it's an interview where I amplify what they're trying to do and make sure that they get those mic drop authentic moments, they can use it for their social media, they can use it for landing pages, their websites. Also, email marketing is great. Sending it as a text, if it makes sense, part of sales presentations, and kind of an about page. There's a lot of uses for the assets that we build together. I do all the research. I learn about what they're doing. I learn about kind of what their goals are, and then I do my own research. I kind of do the stalking of the website and social media and kind of see what I can see, and then I come prepared to ask the right questions so that people can have those mic drop moments for good. We always have the camera anxiety when we're trying to film something and it doesn't feel authentic, and we stress ourselves out, and it's, I mean,
Yes.
it's never fun. I mean, I'll just say it. But here it's an easygoing conversation. I come ready in a kind of a Tom Brokaw, Oprah sort of approach,
Yes.
and make it so that they look good. And I think, that leads to a lot of great moments. I've been in business development, sales, operations, strategic partnerships, networking. I have the background, I have the understanding, a wide, sort of knowledge base. So I can really talk to anybody. And we record it, we have these assets that we create. You get the interview, you get all the clips, and then you get stuff on the channel. And I mean, I do know everybody, so it goes out on my socials. And I am that girl from Facebook that people, when they do finally meet me, they're like, oh, I already kind of know what you're about. I want
Exactly. Yes.
so really kind of leaning into connections, collaborations, and telling people stories. I do that in two ways. One, through my podcast, Nicole's Business Notebook. And what that focuses on is, there's a million different ways that we can do business, talk about business, be in business. So it's essentially, so long as you have a hustle, let's talk.
Yeah.
And then the other part of that is ghostwriting, where I either write a book about my experience of interviewing you, or I ghostwrite it from what I've learned from the interview in your style. So you have, wow, not only did I do an interview, this gal wrote this book about me. Look, I'm so cool.
Yeah.
So it's another asset. So between writing and podcasting, that's what I'm leaning to in 2026. Partnerships are great, and that whole bit. What I found is, these opportunities to share stories, just like, having this spotlight here, really make it so that it's an easy purchasing decision. You already have that warm and fuzzy. You already kind of know them a
Yes.
little bit. You know what they're about. And so I want to do that for everybody here in the greater Phoenix Valley and beyond. We start with the interviews. They can be done in Zoom, or I partner with studios throughout the valley so that, we can make it convenient. We get you out in front of the masses. And then, like I said, it's, assets that you can use, and they're evergreen. So, I don't talk about certain holidays or anything during that. So, I mean, you can use these assets in February or November.
Right.
So,
No, that's smart thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So, my goal is to make 2026 the best year yet, not only for me, but the people I serve.
That's fantastic. And I have had the opportunity to be on your podcast, and it's just so it's like for if you've never been on a podcast yet, that is a perfect step into it because you just put everybody at ease, and it's just like we're having a conversation and there's no cameras, you know what I mean? You just kind of forget about that because you're just sitting down with a friend talking to them. So it's very much, I love how you described it like Tom Brokaw, Oprah Winfrey-esque, because that's just how it is. And I've also had the opportunity, Tab and I've had the opportunity to sit down with you to brainstorm business development for Networked Live, and that has been the questions that you ask and the deep dive that you do has just been so helpful, and it makes us think of things because you don't know what you don't know. And like we stepped into Networked Live not knowing anything about how to run a community and things like that. And so it's been really helpful to be able to have somebody else who's not emotionally involved in it, and not, frustrated with the website or what have you, that can take an outside look at your business and say, oh, have you thought of this? And that kind of a thing. So that's super helpful. And I think a lot of people, especially if they're a solopreneur, might resist going and asking for help because you want to figure it out on your own. But I am telling you, having somebody else take a look at it from the outside is so helpful. So I definitely encourage everyone to get to know Nicole, and just the amount of people that she knows. So if she's not able to help you, she can definitely recommend somebody that can help you. And just she's just such a fantastic partner to have in business and a resource to you. So Nicole, why don't you tell everybody how they can get a hold of you?
Sure. So I am passionate about collaborating to help business owners. One thing I did for Network Live this year was to co-teach some sort of business basics. We did it for over 6 months. It was, well attended and a lot of great information. So when it comes to business, like I just want to know you. I just want to talk. You don't have to come on the podcast and do the hustle and that whole bit. I am, a power networker, as I describe myself, and great at making those connections. So even if it's not, something that I can directly help you with, I know power partners that may be able to help in a different way. Also, we're talking about strategic partnerships and ideal clients. So like, let me know what you're doing. Let me see how I can help. It's kind of one of my superpowers. To get a hold of me, you can email me. That's usually the best way. Nicole, Nicole, at the niche, Niche work .com. I am also every Friday I do my own personal networking group called the Niche Work. We talk about our goals, our awards and accolades, our partnership needs and struggles. So it's an amalgamation and a structured, but it's more of a mastermind and working on our business instead of in our business. Every
Is
Friday,
that in
11:30
person or online?
in person.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, so it's Fridays, 11:30 at Rosita's Fine Mexican Food on University in Tempe. The first Monday evening, the Niche Work is now going to be doing an online um, uh, Niche Work meeting.
Oh, cool.
So contact me so I can give you the link and all those things. We're a global network. We have over 50,000 people in 78 countries. When I say I know a girl, a gal, a guy, a company, somebody that can help, I have global connections that I would love to help to us all to do business better together. And then I do speed networking. So it's kind of like speed dating, but for your business. If you had the opportunity to refer a travel agent, would you refer a travel agent or a travel agent who's passionate about working with teachers to give them the best summer ever and another revenue stream? You're always
Exactly.
going to focus on that other real estate agent because you know what sparks them. You may not be a teacher, but they care about something. And if they care and are willing to kind of focus in on that, that can get you aligned customers that even aren't in your demographic. And so for me, that focus is if we know our whys, it's easy to refer, it's easy to remember, and it's really easy to make impactful connections that have led to new businesses, more than $2 million in deals. Crazy things have happened, and obviously, I don't know everything that's happened. So that's just the stuff I know about. So we meet the second Wednesday of the month. Contact me for the details. We're going to start working to move the event around a different venue. So it's going to be different places each month. So watch Facebook. I'll share it into the Network Live Facebook group. I'm active
Yes, do.
too. Um, and basically, like I'm always at Network Live. I like Catherine said, I help to support Tab and Catherine. So I'm always there. And if not, they know how to get a hold of me. So,
Yes, for sure.
let's make 2026 our best year yet by focusing on connections, doing business together, and thinking about possibility, and opportunity, and seeing what could happen if instead of I don't want to.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this with me. And as soon as we have the recording up, I will email you the link so that way you can share it as well. But yeah, we want to promote this out, and we so appreciate all the support that you give to Network Live and just the amazing person that you are. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Catherine.